The PC operates as the eyes and ears into the controller. It's simply connected via TCP/IP connection to the embedded real-time controller within the device itself. We utilize what we call our inertia light application. I'm going to go ahead and launch it and configure it for the rapid controller. I select run. It's now establishing communication to the embedded real-time controller within the rapid unit. And if I come up here to select a test, I am going to run what we call a shock demo. Click OK. It's downloading that test to the native memory within the embedded real-time controller. We have a header here that is completely editable in LabVIEW by the end user so that they can create their own custom test headers. And I'm going to move this out of the way so that you can see it actually run when I select run. This button allows me to run it. It's now sending that test down. And as you can see, it's sending the profile. Right now we're starting off with a triangle wave. And here is the hardware actually moving in a sine wave pattern now because we've switched from load control to position control. And it dynamically does that, and it's called bumpless transfer. So we have a servo actuator here, a load cell here, and a shock. And as we go through, this triangle wave is representing the load, and the sine wave is representing the position control. And we do that bumplessly. Now what I'm going to do is open up another window that allows you to watch exactly where you're at in your test profile. So there's no more guessing. You can now see as you're executing your test profile where you're at in the process and what step you're on, how many steps you have left to go. Also within the software you have complete capability for within user administration for password protection. Maybe you don't want certain operators doing certain processes on the system. You can enable them or disable them. In addition to that, the operator has the complete ability to add items to the display. So you can configure your own user display. We provide a variety of templates here, but again, these are also LabVIEW templates, and the end user can create those themselves if they know how to program in LabVIEW. So I'm just going to select an example here. And if I select, let's say a pressure gauge, I click OK. Now that pressure gauge is here, and I can move and position that anywhere on the screen I want. Once I lock that pressure gauge down, I can right-click on it, and it brings up the properties of that gauge. No longer do you have to stop your program from executing, go into the source, change the source to add the display, recompile and reconfigure. We allow you to do that all in runtime at real-time applications. Click OK, and now that display item is live without ever having stopped the application. And you'll see a variety of display items over here. And again, back to the hardware unit itself, it very simply demonstrates a servo position control and load control.